Gateless Gate, Mumonkan Case number 3, Gutei's finger. Just like in the previous cases, I just provide in these stories a certain rendering of this koan, which is inspired by both the Zen and the Advaita stories, metaphors and meditation pointers. In case you already have studied this koan before, or in case you have already contemplated on it, then I'd like to invite you to listen to it with fresh ears, with a fresh mind, so as something new. Because it's not important that you would think, oh, I understood this story completely differently and this guy didn't get the real meaning. If you do that, then you're into the games of comparison, into the games of right and wrong. What is important by watching this, however, is that it gives you the taste of your true nature, of your aware space. That is what matters, not whether the interpretation is exactly matching yours or not. So let's read the story. Whenever Master Gutei was asked a question about Zen, he would raise his finger. A boy attendant began to imitate him in this way. When someone asked him about the master's teaching, the boy would raise his finger. Gutei heard about the boy's mischief. One day, he seized the boy and asked, "What did you just answer this visitor who asked about my teaching?" The boy raised his finger. But all of a sudden, Gutei took a knife and cut the boy's finger. The boy screamed and ran away. Gutei then called and stopped him. When the boy turned his head to Gutei, Gutei raised his own finger. In that instant, the boy was enlightened. So let us start with the beginning. Whenever Master Gutei was asked a question about Zen, he would raise his finger. So someone would ask Master Gutei, "Master Gutei, what is the meaning of Zen?" And Gutei would raise his finger. Or Master Gutei was asked, "Why did Bodhidharma travel from India to China?" And Master Gutei would raise his finger as an answer. Or, "What is Buddha nature? What is consciousness?" As an answer. Or, "Why am I suffering? Why am I unhappy?" Usually, when we are asked a question, we always take a moment of inner reflection, and then we verbalize some kind of an answer. This answer is similar to a thought that comes up. It happens in time. So, for example, let's use my watch here, and I'm asking the question, what is your true nature? So, click. Well, it is something to do with awareness and is like the subject of all the objects surrounding us, even though ultimately the subject and object end up being one, not two. Click. 18 seconds. So the story takes a certain time. It is a thought-like story taking place in time. And such stories are produced by our thinking mind. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I often compare them with a balloon that is being inflated. You know, those children balloons. You start inflating them, it starts with a point, then it becomes bigger. The still point first. Then we start inflating it. The still point is, by the way, the name of this center. It becomes big, it takes a certain space, and it lasts a certain time, and then it deflates back into a still point. The problem is that here and now, this ever-present awareness is beyond time. Each thought balloon and each phenomenon has space and time. But that point which creates each balloon is beyond space and time. That point from which the balloon is formed has no balloon-like characteristics like space and time. So, Master Gutei would just raise his finger. He would not give a long story or a long explanation. He would just point. Just now. Just now. No long thoughts. Any question we may have is a departure from the now. Any thought we have is a departure of the now. It's like this balloon that is a departure from this still point. But raising one's finger mindfully draws one attention to the now. Attention to one's presence. Attention to universal consciousness. So let us play a little bit with this. Let's ask ourselves a few questions to test this out. For example, the question, am I this body? So feel the body coming up like a balloon in your mind. Then finger just the now. Next example. Am I the breath? Take a deep breath. And that's another balloon coming up. From the still point you see a balloon. Then come back to that moment. What you are is the now. Or stretch your fingers like this. And you feel these sense perceptions. Am I these sense perceptions? Then come back to the still point, the now that you are, in which these feelings and sense perceptions take place. Or am I this sound? I'm going to make this sound. They came up in you like a little balloon. Or are you just ever present, now, still point, in which this balloon came and went? And the same with the current thought. Am I an Austrian, a German, a Belgian? See the nationality balloon come up in you, then disappear, just resulting in the still point, the now. Am I politically right or left? Look at this new balloon coming up again. Or are you just now? Am I a stubborn person? an open-minded person. Look at this character balloon coming up. So, see how each time when we do these few little exercises, Gutei's finger provides the answer. And see what a powerful teaching this one finger Zen is. It's always a different question, and yet it's always the same answer. All balloons return to that still point. Anyway, let's repeat the koan. Whenever Master Gutei was asked a question about Zen, he would raise his finger. A boy attendant began to imitate him in this way. When someone asked him about his master's teaching, the boy would also raise his finger. So it was imitation. The boy didn't really taste the now. He just imitated his master. So this sentence is actually an admonition against imitating the real thing. Gutei heard about the boy's mischief. One day he seized the boy and asked, "What did you just answer the visitor who asked about my teaching?" The boy raised his finger, but all of a sudden Gutei took a knife and sliced the finger. Whether he was really slicing or cutting the boy's finger, we don't know. It's after all a story. And in time, over time, stories of course get a little bit exaggerated over the centuries, so we will never really know. But what is certain is that the boy at that moment felt intense pain. And his whole experience of that moment was that pain. All else disappeared. So the boy screamed and ran away. Gutei called and stopped him, and when the boy then turned his head to Gutei, Gutei raised his own finger, and this time with the taste of awareness of now. In that instant, this boy was enlightened. So he was completely out of his usual habits with his intense pain. And then when Gutei's presence suddenly appeared in front of him, wham, he got it. What about you, the viewer? Do you need to cut your finger to get a taste of your true nature? Nah, of course not. Just be aware that you're always now, that delicious still point from which each thought, each experience emanates, and that is more than enough. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to send me an email, and I wish to thank you for your attention, and bis nächste Mal. Thank you.